To discuss the instrumentation, first, agar powder is derived from red algae. It acts as primary film, polymer, and structural binder in bioplastic, provides strength and flexibility. Food grade glycerin acts as plasticizer that increase the flexibility and elasticity of bioplastic film. Next, water. Water acts as a universal solvent that can dissolve the raw materials as agar powder. Next, food thermometer. These food thermometers are used in monitoring the temperature of bioplastic mixtures. Saucepan. Saucepan acts as heating vessel where the bioplastic mixture takes place. Next, measuring cups. Measuring cup used to ensure the measurement of ingredient in making bioplastic. Metal mixing spoon. Mixing spoon used in stirring the mixture to dissolve the ingredients until the mixture becomes viscous. Molder. Molder serves to shape the bioplastic until it sets before sun drying. Data gathering procedure. The researcher tried to test soil burial test and water solubility test. The bioplastic is buried 7 inches deep in a soil for 24 hours and derive the samples and clean undergo to sun-dried until they reach a constant weight. And then reweigh to calculate the degradation rate. In water solubility test, the bioplastic is submerged in 800 ml of water for 24 hours and sun-dried again to reach the constant weight. The purpose of this is to evaluate the performance of agar-based bioplastic as a viable eco-friendly alternative to traditional petroleum-based plastic. Agar powder and food-based glycerin are gathered as primary ingredients. Glycerin is combined with agar powder in hot boiling water. The mixture is stirred until it reaches a specific viscosity and air bubbles are removed to ensure structural integrity. The solution is cast into a mold and sun-dried it for 3 days until the weight remains constant.
To analyze the data gathered from the experiments, the following statisticals will be used. Mass loss calculation. This is the arithmetic subtraction of the final mass from the initial mass. It measures the total materials in grams that was lost during the testing period. Number 2. Percentage of mass loss. This is a statistical method used to express the amount of degradation as a fraction of the total starting weight multiplied by 100. It provides a standardized value that represents the efficiency of the decomposition or the solubility. Number 3. Mechanical property analysis or the tensile strength. Cross-sectional area. Before calculating the strength, the area of the sample is determined using the width and thickness. The formula is area is equal to width multiplied by thickness. Tensile strength. This formula calculates the maximum stress the film can handle before rupture. And the standard unit conversion. This is to ensure the study meets international scientific standard. Results are converted to megapascal by accounting for gravitational acceleration of 9.8. Next is the t-test. A t-test, or specifically an independent sample t-test, is used to determine the ratio of the difference sample between the tensile strength of agar-based bioplastic film of with and without plasticizers. The addition of plasticizer can decrease the tensile strength of film but can enhance the flexibility. And now for the presentation of result. The table presents a quantitative analysis of the bioplastic physical degradation across 2 distinct environments, the soil burial test. The material began with an initial mass of 21 grams and was reduced to 3 grams after the testing period. This resulted in a total mass loss of 18 grams, representing a 85.7% decomposition rate in soil. While in water solubility test, the sample started with an initial mass of 18 grams and decreased to 3 grams. This reflects a mass loss of 15 grams or a 83.3% dissolution rate when exposed to water. Both tests indicate a high level of environmental breakdown with over 80% of the material's mass being lost in both terrestrial and aquatic simulations. And now for our tensile strength. Based on our statistical analysis, the pure agar prototype achieved a significantly higher mean tensile strength of 11.59 megapascals compared to the glycerin formulations of 5.97 megapascals. Our p-value of 0.019 confirms that the addition of glycerin as a plasticizer has a statistically significant impact on the material's mechanical durability, aligning with the findings of Rusley et al. 2016. And now for the discussion of result, the study confirms that agar-based bioplastic is a viable, eco-friendly alternative to synthetic plastic by using a two-tailed t-test. The research proved that adding glycerin significantly improves the material's flexibility and strength, yielding a p-value of 0.019 well below the 0.05 significance threshold. Beyond its mechanical performance, the material excels in sustainability. It undergoes rapid mass loss in soil and water, breaking down into harmless byproducts. While it remains sensitive to moisture, the abundance of red algae in the Philippines provide a strategic opportunity to produce these biodegradable films at scale, supporting a more sustainable blue economy.
In conclusion, our study found that the bioplastic was a suitable alternative to the traditional petroleum plastic because of its balanced strength and flexibility, eco-friendly ability, and pretty impressive quality, and it's been proven using 3 various testing. The result of this research have a good implications for the people near INSEE, but it also has a significant implication, which is the bad implications was its over-harvesting of it that may affect the marine life, highlighting the need for improvement that may lead to the recommendation of this research that may be filled by the future researcher. Future researcher must provide a foundation for the other characteristics of this bioplastic and improve this research furthermore. This shows the results and recommendation of the research we've conducted made the future researcher fulfill the gap in our research. These conclusions explains and shows the results of the research and the other characteristics of the bioplastic made from agar powder. It also shows the good and bad effect of this research. It also shows the process that may improve by the future researcher and how the gap of our research will be fulfilled. And these are the recommendations. First, future researchers should perform at least 3 trials for each test to calculate the mean and standard deviation. This statistical approach is essential to ensure the reliability, consistency, and accuracy of the data. Second, investigation should involve extended testing periods to determine the long-term durability and structural integrity of agar packaging under various environmental conditions. Third, it is recommended to sun-dry the bioplastic for a period of 3 to 5 days. This specific time frame is crucial for achieving the optimal texture and consistency required for functional agar-based packaging. Fourth, future studies should explore varying agar concentrations and additive combinations to enhance the mechanical strength and moisture resistance of the material. Number 5, the scope of research should be expanded to include other raw materials such as cornstarch, gelatin, and carrageenan, and alternative plasticizers such like ethanol to allow for a comparative study and optimization for specific industrial uses. Number 6. Extended biodegradability test exceeding 30 days should be conducted across different settings, specifically marine, water, and urban compost facilities, which are prevalent in the Philippine ecosystem. Number 7. While this study utilized a single binder and one plasticizer, future researchers are encouraged to experiment with mixing 2 or more binders or plasticizers to observe potential synergistic effect on the film's properties. Number 8. Focus should be placed on managing the moisture sensitivity of the bioplastic, since the material is prone to absorbing atmospheric moisture, which may lead to mold growth. Improving the barrier properties is essential for shelf stability. Number 9. Future researchers should investigate the addition of essential oils to the formulation. This could potentially improve the shelf life of the bioplastic through antimicrobial properties while simultaneously enhancing its barrier capabilities against environmental factors. Acknowledgement. The researchers want to thank everyone who helped make the agar-based bioplastic research possible. First and foremost, the researchers would want to thank God for leading and providing them the strength to successfully accomplish this research. To Sir J. Aquino, the Capstone 12 Researcher Advisor, for being a mentor in this research and for constantly reminding us of what needed to be done. Your patience and understanding ensures that the researchers were able to complete their task. To our family, who have always supported us financially and always provided mental support in undertaking our research. And to our friends and classmates, who have always been supportive and willing to assist us with our material needs. Finally, we would like to thank the members of this study team for their cooperation and all of the sacrifices they have made in order to complete the agar-based bioplastic research.